So, good morning, everyone. So, first you tell me about, am I audible to you? Visual, everything all right? Audio okay, video okay, everything all right? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Am I audible? All okay, that's great. So, from today onward, we are starting with our track sheet. And in track sheet, we will start with this chapter, that is morphology of flowering plant. We will start with this particular chapter, that is morphology of flowering plant. Isn't it? So let's start now. So first we are going to discuss about what is morphology. Everybody know about it. So morphology is a study of external structure. Study of external structure is called morphology. When you are visualizing anything with your naked eye from outside, how it is appearing, how it is looking, how many components are visible in it, that is comes under morphology, right? Very basic definition. Now, if I ask a question from you, can you just unroot a beads? Beads is any unwanted plant, angiospermic plant, you can unroot. Go and remove it from the soil, a small plant. And observe this plant and tell me how many components are there in this particular plant. So you will observe in an angiosperm, some part of flower, some part of plant is under the soil. So usually the part of plant who are under the soil is called root system, and part of plant who is above the soil is called shoot system. So if we talk about a flowering plant, there are two type of components we are finding. It is root system and another one is shoot system. So usually the root system, it is what basically? Underground part. It is underground. It is below the soil. So part of the flowering plant which are present below the soil, it is usually called what basically? Root system. And if we talk about shoot system, it is above the soil. It is above the soil. You can say it in which part? It is aerial part. So all the part of the plant who are visualized above the soils comes under shoot system. It is aerial part of the flowering plant, and underground part who are below the soil is called root system. Everyone know about it. Getting the idea or not? So if we talk about root system, it is positive. Usually, just we are generalizing the thing. Not all root are growing under the soil. Exceptions are there. So, but we are not talking about that exceptional condition right now. So, it is positive geotropic, and this root system is negative phototropic. Means move toward the gravity. Geotropism means toward, when it is moving toward the gravity. It is called positive geotropic. And it is moving against of light. Light is present up. If you are going underground, it is moving against the light. Hence, we are telling it is negative phototropic. And if we talk about root system, it is also positive hydrotropic. When you are moving in the ground deeper, water availability is more. Getting the things or not? So it is moving toward water also. So it is root system is positive geotropic, negative phototropic, and positive hydrotropic. If we talk about shoot system, it is somehow just opposite. If you want to say about the shoot system, you can write it is negative geotropic. It is moving against the gravity. If you talk about it is positive phototropic, it is moving toward light. And it is also negative hydrotropic. It is also negative hydrotropic. Now, if I ask a question from you people, tell me what are the component of the shoot system? If I ask a question here, I am changing the slide, it is more better. If I am asking a question here, component of shoot system. So you can say some of the component of shoot system is stem, branches. You can say stem as main stem. Its branches, you can say about leaves. You can say about birds. You can say about flower. You can say about fruit. Got the idea? Is it clear in the mind? So these are the component of the shoot system. These are aerial part usually. Aerial part usually. Mostly in most of the angiospermic plant, these are the component present above the soil. Stem, branches, leaves, birds, flower and fruit. Now we are just going to talk about these two component diagrammatically. Just give your attention. We are just starting with very basic. Got the idea? So we are just starting these things diagrammatically. Just give your attention. Here it is suppose that soil surface. So if you talk about a flowering plant, I am just drawing part of the flowering plant below the soil. Right, so these are the area which is underground. It is below the soil. In a flowering plant, and we are saying it as which one? Root system. These are the root system. It is below the soil. Now we are going to draw the structure of shoot system. Just give your attention. Simple, everything what I am writing is doesn't means no one know about it, but beside of that, we are teaching is doesn't means we will leave anything. So now just give your attention. Here it is a stem. I am simply drawing the main stem in the diagram. The dot structure I am making here is nodes. So here it is node. Between two node it is internode. This is also the node, other node, and between two node the part of a stem is called internode. This is the internode. Getting the idea or not? So here I am just drawing the from node who is arising. Leaves are arising. So I am making a leaf here. Here also leaf is arising. Right. So leaves are arising from the nodes. These are leaves. Examiner can ask question, nodes arise from which part of the stem? So it is from the node arising, getting the thing. So these are leaf. Now in axial, it is axial. Axial I am making you explain better. Just a minute. This is a stem. Suppose that here is the node and this one is the leaf. So the angle here, this is the angle between stem and leaf. This angle is called axial. You got the idea meaning of axial? Angle between the stem and leaf is called here the axial. Able to understand? This arrow is in axial region. Able to understand? So this is the axial. So you will find in the axial birds are present. So here in axial birds are there. I am changing the color simply to differentiate. So here you see in the angle of stem and leaf there are birds are present. See, such kind of birds are present. These birds are called axillary bird. Axillary bird. These birds are called what basically? Axillary birds. And if we talk about position of a axillary bird, suppose that I am a stem and I am telling my hand right now, just see. I am main trunk, main stem, and it is what? Hand. So it is lateral in position, lateral side. It is like right now. So these axillary birds are lateral in position from the main stem, right? So it is also called which one? Lateral bird. Lateral bird. Got the idea? Is it clear in the mind? So it is axillary bird or lateral bird. If bird is present on the tip, here suppose that it is called terminal bird. Terminal bird. So what are the future of this axillary bird or lateral bird? So there are two fate. Fate I am just writing. Fate means future. So one fate of the axillary bird is it may form flower or it may form branches. Fate number one. And another future it may form flower. So I am just removing a new branch from one bird and another from another bird I am making a flower. Suppose that this is the axillary bird. So from these axillary bird who is arising? New branches are arising. It may possible these axillary bird going and forming a new branch. These are the new branches arising from here. Are you getting the idea or not? So these axillary bird converted into which one? Branch. Understand the idea? And suppose that here it is another auxiliary word. So it may possible these auxiliary word convert into a flower. Suppose that this is a flower. So what are the possible fate of the auxiliary word? You got the idea? The possible fate of the auxiliary word is either it is going to form the new branch or it is going to form the flower. Is it clear in the mind? Later on, you better know flower is the reproductive part, and after fertilization, getting the things from flower, who is emerging? Fruit are emerging. So suppose that I am making a structure here, fruit. I am making a structure here, suppose that it is what? Fruit. Suppose that this structure is fruit. So these all structure who are above the soil, who are present in aerial part. This is aerial part. Is forming which system? Shoot system. And these are the part who are underground, who are forming the root system. So in entire morphology of flowering plant, we will going to discuss about these are only in detail. How many type of root system are there? Right, what are the modification in the roots are there? How many type of stems are there? What are the modifications are there? Getting the things or not? Is it clear? Is it done? Okay, ji? Right. Now, if we talk about how many type of leaves are there, what are the type or modification in the leaves are there. So these are the things we are going to deal in the details in the morphology of the flowering plant. So these are the typical structure of a flowering plant. I hope it is okay for everyone. Is it all right? Can we move ahead now? So these are a typical structure of a flowering plant. Now we are moving ahead. Okay, ji? Now just move ahead. One student asking, sir, one doubt, which NCERT to follow, new or old? I think I'm just completing your word. You just want to ask which NCERT to follow. See, better you follow the old one. If any things change according to old in new, we will say, because in new NCERT many things are not there. So more information in, even you see about the morphology of flowering plant in a stem, modification of stems is not there in the new NCERT. But this modification is a part of NEET syllabus. Getting the idea or not? Modification of stem is not there. Only one family is there in NCERT, new NCERT. In old NCERT, somehow 4 is there. 3 in more detail, 1 in less detail. But some another 3 more family are there. 7 family we will discuss about. Getting the thing. So better old have more information. Where any updates are there, we will definitely told you people during the teaching. In new NCERT, in place of this, what is written in old, in new, this word change into this. Definitely we will say about it. Got the idea? So I hope you got the clarity about which NCERT to follow, new or old. Got the idea? Is it clear? And keep new also. NCERT is not expensive book. 150 rupees, 200 rupees book are there. So you read from the old, getting the thing, because information is more there. But don't read the chapter who is deleted. Got the idea? But it doesn't mean if anything not in the new NCERT, not a part of NTA syllabus. According to the latest notification, what last year notification was there, we will go right. Meanwhile, according to that only. Okay, see. So these are the typical structure of an angiospermic plant. Is it over? Now we are moving toward the root system. Just give your attention. Root system. So actually, if we talk about, there are 2 type of root system, but NCERT wrote 3 types. So we will follow the NCERT. But in most of the book, if you find, they are writing about type of root system is one is tap root system, and another one is adventitious root system, and NCERT separate fibrous root system. Fibrous root system is basically a type of adventitious root, but NCERT wrote separately. So that's the reason I am also writing separately. Clear? Otherwise, root system is two types, tap and adventitious. Fibrous root is a type of adventitious. Okay, ji. Now let me write about the tap root system. So if we talk about the tap root, we are also called tap root system as true root. Tap root, it arises from radical. It arises from a radical of embryo. It arises from radical of embryo. Getting the things or not? If we talk about adventitious root system, it arises from part of plant other than radical. It arises from part of plant other than radical. Got the idea? Now, what is radical? Let me tell you first. I will come on this slide once again. I will come on this slide once again. I am just telling you about radical. So what is this radical? So you just have a look. I am drawing a structure of an embryo. This is a typical structure of an embryo. It is a structure of a dicot embryo. So these long structure, thread axis is what basically embryonal axis. This is what basically embryonal axis. And this structure is cotyledon. This is embryonal axis and this structure is cotyledon. Just a moment. So this part of the embryonal axis above the cotyledon is called epicotyle, and which is below is called hypocotyle. Now at the tip of the epicotyle, who is there? Plumule. and at the tip of hypocotyle, who is there? Radical. Radical is there. Got the idea? So this is a typical embryo. So you can say about when radical elongate, it form primary root. When radical elongate, it forming the which particular root? So you can say about formation of primary root occur by elongation of the radical, and that is the reason in this diagram. So radical, you understand what is there? Radical gives root system, gives taproot system, and if you talk about plumule, give shoot. So shoot arise from plumule, root arise from radical. Which root arise from radical? Tap root arise from radical. And that is the reason in the previous slide I wrote like this. So I'm just coming on previous slide. If you want to note, you can note it out. Then I'm coming on the previous slide once again, where we are going to discuss about the classification of root. Simply, I just want to say you here what is radical, what is plumule. So these are the two terminal part of the embryo. So a part of embryonal axis above the epicotyle is plumule, which give rise to shoot system. Part of embryonal axis just at the tip of which one hypocotyle is called radical, and when this radical is going for elongation, it is forming the primary root, and these radical give rise to which one? Taproot system. Got the idea? And these are a typical structure of a dicot embryo. Now I am coming on the previous slide. So what I am saying here, the tap root system or true root, it arises from radical of embryo. Got the idea? Another things, if we talk about adventitious root system, it arises from part of plant other than radical. It arises from part of plant other than radical. Tap root system, where it is present? Example, present in most dicot. Present in most dicotyledonous plant. In most dicotyledonous plant, which root system is present? Tap root system is present. And what is the example of this one given in NCERT? Mustard. So mustard is a representative example of dicot here. Now you can say, sir, why you wrote the most word? Many times student ask, is it not all? So here it is doubtful situation. Why I am telling you? Mostly is a safe word. Why it is a safe word? I am telling you reason behind it. Suppose that any person even doing PhD in morphology root, suppose that anyone doing their PhD in tap root system, means only study 3-4 years only about tap root system. Beside of that, that person, it is not possible for that person to see all the dicot plant. Got the idea? Because plants are too diverse. So many continents are there, so many countries are there, so many different habitats are there. So it is not possible for anyone to examine every plant. Is it possible? You are finding about? Even you take 10 years, you can't examine every dicot plant. Got the idea? And going to observe which kind of root is there. But what happened? People just make a mathematical assumption. What mathematical assumptions people are making? Ki bhaiya, I just study 500 plant. And in 500 dicot plant, I have seen which type of root system is there. Tap root system is there. So we make a generalization. Means in dicot plant, which type of root system are there? Tap root system are there. So these are a generalized idea. Nature is filled with exceptions. So until unless you have not studied everyone, You don't have right, and you cannot say with the guarantee everyone have this. And that is the reason we are writing a which particular term, most dicotyledonous plants. So taproot system is present in most dicot plant, mostly present in dicotyledonous plants. Getting the idea or not? Is it clear? So if we talk about the taproot, how this taproot are appear, then I will talk about the adventitious root and fibrous root. Give your attention. So first I am drawing a taproot. How it is looking like, I am just telling you. Just give your attention. Suppose that this is the primary root. So this primary root elongated from which one? Radical. I told na, in taproot system, primary root arise from radical, or you can say radical give rise to the primary root. So suppose that this is primary root. So what you are finding, this primary root is prominent. This primary root is prominent, primary root is thick. And from the primary root, what happened? Lateral roots are arising. So suppose that here it is lateral roots arises. Here another lateral roots arises. Here it is secondary root. So root who arising from primary root is called secondary root. So these are the root arising from primary root. These are called what? Secondary root. Understanding the idea or not? These are secondary root. So I am telling it is primary root. It is primary root. And this one is secondary root, who arise from the primary root. It doesn't mean from secondary root also root arise, and that is called tertiary roots. So I am just telling, suppose that here it is tertiary root. Tertiary root. So these secondary root and tertiary root all together called what? Lateral root. Because it is in the lateral side. Lateral root. It doesn't means tertiary root also going to branching, and it is going to make quaternary root. So what you are finding, who is most prominent? Primary root. And then further in lateral side, different root arising in different order. Who arise from primary root? Secondary root. It is less thicker than primer. Tertiary root is less thicker than secondary root. So when you are finding such particular type of root, it is called taproot system. So in most of the dicot, you go out any day and unplug 10 dicot plant, small 10 dicot plant. You will find in this dicot plant, you will find such type of roots are there. And these are taproot system. These taproot system are also called true root system. It is also called taproot, is also called true root. True root. Why we are telling it true root? Because it arises from radical. Because it arises from radical. Why it is called true root? Because it arises from radical. Arise from radical. So in dicot plant you will find such particular type of root. It is called taproot. It arises from radical. Now we are coming on adventitious root. I wrote about adventitious root. These adventitious root, it arises from part of plant other than radical. NCERT have given some example of adventitious root. I am just telling you. Example, it is given about which one? Tell me. Grass, banyan, and monstera. Monstera. These three are given what? Example of adventitious root in NCERT. I will come in more detail about adventitious root, but give me a while to deal about the fibrous root. Then I will explain the adventitious root. First I will explain the fibrous root. And fibrous root I am writing. NCERT wrote about fibrous root. In monocot plant, in monocotyledonous plants, Primary root is short life. Primary root is short lived and many fibrous root arise from base of a stem. Base of a stem means they want to say that in monocot plant a story is like this. They are saying in monocot plant a story is like this. Suppose that it is the stem, it is base of the stem, it is node, these are internode, these are the base of a stem. Base of a stem. So what happened in monocot plants? They are saying that primary root was short life. So if it is short life, after that they will degenerate. Later on what happened? From here, base of the stem, many roots are arising like this. You will not find here anyone is primary, anybody is secondary. All are of same type. All are of same type. So this particular root is what basically fibrous root. Fibrous root. So now if I ask a question to you people, that this fibrous root is arising from radical or other than radical? This fibrous root arising from radical or other than radical? Answer it. Fibrous root arising from radical or other than radical? Please pin your answer. It is arising from base of the stem. Base of the stem is not radical, na? So it is arising from other than radical. It is arising from other than radical. So according to definition, it fitting in taproot or adventitious root. According to definition, it is fitting in taproot or adventitious root. You give your input. What I wrote the definition of adventitious root. It arises from part of plant other than radical. And fibrous root arising from other than radical. So can we say in different way कि भाई fibrous root is a type of adventitious root. Fibrous root is a type of adventitious root. Can we say or not say? Tell me yes or no. It is arising from other than radical, not from radical. So according to definition, it is a type of which one? Adventitious root. Is it clear? Is it all right? It is done. Now, example what is given in the fibrous root? Example, which plant group is coming? Monocots. And in monocotyledon, the typical example given in NCERT is what? Wheat. So according to NCERT, example of fibrous root is wheat. According to NCERT, the example of tap root is mustard. And the example of adventitious root is grass, banyan and monstera. Tap root present in dicot, characteristic feature of dicot. Fibrous root present in which one? Monocot. Now I am asking a question to you. You please answer this question. Ki adventitious root is present in monocot or dicot or both monocot or dicot? Pin your answer. Tap root dicot, fibrous root monocot, adventitious root both monocot and dicot. Example of adventitious root, both monocot and dicot. Got the idea? Is it clear? Is it all right? And I am giving you a proof of it. How? How I am writing like this? So look here. Grasses is a monocot. Banyan is dicot. Monstera is monocot. You got the idea? Grasses is monocot, banyan is dicot, monstera, 3 example given in NCERT, na? And that is which one? Monocot. Now I am asking some bits, ki how answer of a question going to change with state options given in the bits. I am just going to ask a 1 or 2 multiple choice question. Meanwhile, you understand up to here, na? Can I expect you know the things? Ki root system, 3 type of root system: tap root system, fibrous root system, adventitious root system. Tap root system is true root, arise from radical. In tap root, any plant, when you are finding root is like this, you can say about this plant is a dicot plant. Any plant where you find root is like this, you can say it is a monocot plant. Are you getting the idea? So by identifying the root, you can say about either it is a dicot or monocot. Thus, this type tap root where prominent primary root is existing. In adventitious root, prominent primary root is not existing. I am giving you, sorry, in fibrous root, prominent primary root is not existing. Now I am just going to say you about some basic difference between tap root and fibrous root. Then I will ask a question: tap root and fibrous root. So if you talk about tap root, primary root is most prominent. And penetrate deeper in the soil. Here primary root is short life. Short life. Fibrous root, or better to write it. In the sense I am writing fibrous root, otherwise you will confuse with primary root. Fibrous root present in superficial layer of soil. So if I ask a question, ki out of tap root or fibrous root, who give better anchoring to the plant? Who give better anchoring to the plant in the soil? Who hold the plant in more stronger way? Tap root. It is penetrating deep. Suppose that here it is penetrating, it is the soil, so it is going deeper in the soil. And these are the some lateral branches of this. It is holding the plant in the soil in better way. If you talk about the fibrous root, what is the story? These are going to cover the superficial layer of the soil. Getting the things? So unplugging, removing, easier in the case of fibrous root or in case or tap root. Which plant we can easily remove? Unplug from the soil, unrooted. Unrooting is more easier in which one? Fibrous root in compared to tap root. Understanding the idea? Fibrous root we can easily remove, right? Sugarcane have which type of root? Fibrous root in the bottom. You can easily unplug the sugarcane from the soil. Is it clear in the mind? Is it all right? So actually, tap root is a characteristic feature of dicot. And usually dicot plants, if you talk about, very rare monocot plant are too huge. But many trees, almost all trees are dicot. Almost all trees are dicot. Banyan tree, mango tree, peepal tree, tamarind tree, all huge tree, big tree, to whom you cannot cover like this, are dicot. So this type of root not able to support the which one? That much weight. Getting the things or not? Nature, see the beauty. So where there is no more need of holding in the soil, nature have given which type of root? Tap root. Getting the things, understanding the idea. Now I am asking a question. Answer it. In your state, you say plant na Tadi Chattu plant. Is it monocot or dicot? Tadi Chattu plant. What you say? Is it true? True. I am saying correct word or it incorrect word in the Telugu. Tadi Chattu plant. I hope you understand what I want to say. Is it a monocot plant or dicot plant? Answer it. Tadi Chattu plant is a monocot plant or dicot plant? Pin your answer. It is a monocot plant. Well done. It is a monocot plant. You will find such kind of root is there. You have seen the root sometime of that plant, Tadi Chattu plant. You will find exposed like this. Such kind of roots are there. Fibrous root are there. Are you getting the idea? It is a monocot plant. Understanding the idea? Is it clear in the mind? Right. Now I am asking a question. Which of the following type of root present in wheat? First option, taproot. Second option, fibrous root. Third option, prop root. And fourth option, adventitious root. If same question came in NEET, what you will do? Pin your answer. So B will go for what? Fibrous root. Because NCERT directly wrote कि in wheat fibrous root is there. Got the idea? Now I am writing the same question, but I am changing the option. I am writing the same question, I am changing the option. Look here. Next question. Which of the following types of root present in wheat? I am just writing copy. Present in wheat. First option, taproot. Second option, fibrous root. Third option, adventitious root. And fourth option, both 2 and 3. What answer will you give? Fourth option is coming, both 2 and 3. So here we will choose better, which one? Both 2 and 3. So answer vary with the options. Got the idea? Questions are same. Here we don't have a scope. So we are choosing any one out of adventitious and fibrous. So I will choose fibrous. Why I will choose fibrous? Because NCERT given. I will not choose adventitious here. Are you getting the idea? Is it clear? Is it all right? Done? Over? Now I am asking another question to you. Question. In banyan tree, which type of root is present? First, taproot. Second, adventitious root. Third, aerial root. Fourth, all of these. What answer you will give? I am changing the third option. I am changing the third option. I am writing prop root. What answer you will give? So here correct answer will be 4. So I am telling you why it is 4. Banyan is a dicot or monocot? Banyan is a dicot. And in dicot plant, which type of root is there? In dicot plant, which type of root is there? Tell me fast. In dicot plant, which type of root is there? It is trunk and it is root. Which type of root is there? Taproot. It is a dicot plant, so hence taproot is there. Dicot plant, so taproot is there in banyan or not there? Taproot is there. Beside of taproot, in banyan, root also arises from the branches. Root also arises from the branches. So when root is arising from branches, it is not arising from radical. Can I say this is a adventitious root? This is a adventitious root. Are you getting the idea? And the name of this adventitious root is prop root. Name of this adventitious root is prop root. It is hanging, some part of it is in air, hence it is a which root? Aerial root. And that is the reason we are giving the answer here, what? All of these. Did you got the idea? Understanding came or not? So in banyan, taproot is also there, adventitious root is also there. The root, underground part of the root who arise from radical is called taproot. These prop root arising from the node that is not from radical part other than radical, it is called adventitious root. The specific name of this adventitious root is a prop root because it is exposed in the air, it is also called aerial root. Understanding the idea? Picture came in the mind. Is it done? Is it over? Now, why we are saying ki in grass, banyan I explain, monstera, adventitious root is present. Why we are saying? Why we are saying in grass adventitious root is present? Prove in grass. Where in grass adventitious root is present? Where in grass adventitious root is present? So if you look at grass, suppose that I am drawing a grass here. It is fibrous root, it is a stem, and it is leaf. It is leaf. And here it is node, and from node branches are arising. And here it is another node. From every node, this is called what? Basically runner. This branch is called runner. From every branch of the runner, who is arising? Root are arising. Here root is arising from the nodes. Here root is arising from the nodes. Are you getting the idea? Upper shoot are arising. So in grasses, root are arising from the nodes. In grasses, roots are also arising from nodes. Nodes. Hence, it is adventitious root. It is adventitious root. And same in monstera. Same. What happened? Root arising from nodes. So if anybody asks you to justify why in grass and monstera adventitious root is present, so you can say both in grass and monstera root also arising from the nodes. And that is the reason we are keeping in the adventitious root category. Anyhow, to whom we keep in the tap root and to whom we kept in the adventitious root, you got the idea or not? In example of tap root in NCERT, don't forget this example. Tap root. These are, must do like 2 2s are 4. Mustard. Fibrous root. Don't forget this line. Wheat. And adventitious root. In short, I am writing. Don't forget this line. What? Grass, banyan, monstera. Remaining all depend upon the question. I told you how to handle the question. So these are the reason it is over. Right? Type of root is over. Now we are going to talk about region of roots. Now we are going to talk about regions of root. So usually we are finding how many different regions present in the root? 4 different regions. First I am writing root cap. Second I am writing meristematic zone. Third I am writing zone of elongation. Fourth I am writing zone of maturation. These are the 4 different regions we are finding in the root. Now I am going to tell you about the things through a diagram. So suppose that here it is the primary root. So this area I am just telling is base. And this area I am telling apex. Apex. So apex part is the distal part. Apex part is which one? Distal. Just try to understand. NCERT using word proximal and distal, so I am explaining you. And the base part we are telling proximal region. Got the idea? So what we are finding, NCERT wrote that tender apex is covered by a thimble-like structure. I am changing the color to differentiate. Tender apex is covered by, protected by a thimble-like structure called root cap. This is the root cap. Root cap. So what is this root cap? It is a thimble-like a structure protecting the tender apex of root. This is the apical part. So it is very delicate, it is very tender, soft, and this particular part is penetrating in the soil. Here it is the soil. You just try to understand. So this region is going to penetrate in the soil. And this particular region, that is the tip, terminal end, is very delicate, very tender, and if it is going to grow in the hard soil, it will damage. So to protecting this delicate apical part of the root, there is a cap-like structure. They are telling timble. What is timble? Some people, when working with the hand in a dangerous industry, suppose a sewing machine working, so they are wearing a metal cap in their finger. So these metal cap is called thimble. What is the idea? This metal cap is called thimble. So it is not metal cap, it is looking like that in structure. It is usually parenchymatous, and this structure is called root cap, and the purpose of this root cap is which one? Protection. Got the idea? The purpose of this root cap is which one? Protection. So it is protecting the tip. So it is present in which region? Terminal region. Root cap is terminal in position. Terminal in position. Got the idea? So you got about the root cap. So in some hydrophyte, and better to write, in hydrophytes, hydrophytes means plant growing in water, root cap is either absent or it modified into root pocket. Root pocket. And these root pocket store air. Store air. Because in hydrophytes there is no need of protection. Water is not dangerous to rupturing the and breaking the which one? Root cap. It is not hard. Getting the things like the soil. So there is no need of the root cap in the hydrophyte. So either root cap is absent, and in some hydrophytes root cap is converted into root pockets. So I hope root cap is over. So it is terminal in position. Terminal in position and protective in function. Protective in function. Now NCERT wrote a line कि few millimeter proximal to root cap. Few millimeter proximal to root cap. Who is there? Zone of meristematic. Meristematic zone are there. Meristematic zone are there. Meristematic zone are there. These meristematic zone are also called zone of cell division. Where this zone of meristematic activity are present or meristematic zone are present, NCERT told it is present few millimeter, in short I am writing, proximal to root cap. It is present few millimeter proximal to root cap. So few millimeter proximal to root cap, who is present? Meristematic zone are present. What are the character of the cell present in this zone? So cells of this zone is very small in size, have thin cell wall, have capacity of division, has capacity of division, and in this zone dense protoplasm is present and contain dense protoplasm. So you got the character of the cell of the meristematic zone. The cell size is very small, cell wall is thin, cell have capacity of division, their protoplasm is dense, And if you wish, I can also write one more line, vacuole is absent. Vacuole is absent in cell. No vacuoles are present in the cell of meristematic zone. So the duty of this zone is what? Cell of this zone is continuously dividing. They are increasing the number of cells. So this is about meristematic zone. Two more zone is there to discuss. I am just writing. Next one is zone of elongation. So what changes occur in zone of elongation in compared to meristematic zone? First changes, cell grow in size. Main reason of growth is which one? Growth is in root is which one? Zone of elongation. Size of the cell grow. Cell become elongated. Suppose that meristematic zone have these smaller size cell, and in this zone cell size become like this. See, compare the size of the cell of the two zone. Here a smaller cell, here bigger cell. Vacuoles are present. Vacuolization occur. Vacuolization means formation of vacuole occur. So in elongation zone, two activity occur. Cell grow in size and formation of vacuole occur. And toward the base, near the proximal zone, who is there? Zone of maturation. As name is suggesting, what is happening in this zone? Cell become mature. They lose the capacity of division. Cell not divide in the maturation zone. Another, differentiation occur. Differentiation occur means what? Formation of a different layer of tissue occur. Epidermis, hypodermis, general cortex, endodermis, xylem, phloem, like things going to form. Getting the things or not? Differentiations occur. Now, the two important things. One is lateral roots. Examiner asking this line. This is lateral roots. This is lateral root. And this is root hairs. Got the idea? So I am writing lateral root and this structure is root hair. Both present in which zone? Zone of maturation. So if someone going to ask you, lateral root and root hair are present in which zone? Lateral root and root hair are present in which zones? Answer will be which one? Zone of maturation. Clear? Now I am writing two key points. It is important to understand key point. Not in NCERT, but you must know. Lateral root arise from pericycle and it is endogenous in origin. endogenous in origin. What is the meaning of endogenous and exogenous? So when anything arises from the deeper part, it is called endogenous. When anything arises from superficial layer, outer layers, and some of the inner layers, it is called exogenous. So it is arising from the pericycle. Hence we are telling it is endogenous in origin. Then I am writing about root here. It is very thin thread-like structure arise from epidermis. So that is, root hair is epidermal outgrowth. Epidermal outgrowth. Root hair is epidermal outgrowth. Are you getting the idea? It is very thin thread-like structure arise from epidermis. It is epidermal outgrowth, and it increase the surface area for absorption of water and mineral. And root hair is what basically? Unicellular structure. It is unicellular structure. Understanding the idea? And it is exogenous in origin. Exogenous in origin. And both root hair and lateral root only present in zone of maturation. They are not present in elongation zone. They are not present in meristematic zone. They are present in which zone? Zone of elongation. Don't forget this line. And lastly, the function of root. So in root, one thing remains, we will deal in the next class, that is modification of root. And after that, we will enter in the stem in the next class also. So today up to here, our target is there. So I am writing about the function of root. So NCERT wrote 4 main function of root. 1, anchoring of soil, of plant in soil. That much huge tree, even standing erect in the soil, it is possible due to root. Absorption of water and mineral. Water and mineral, it is also written under the main function of the root. Third thing NCERT also wrote, key storage of food. And fourth function NCERT wrote what? Synthesis of PGRs, plant growth regulators, plant hormones. Got the idea? So these 4 are the main functions of root written in NCERT. So in root, we have seen about type of root, we have seen about regions of root. One more thing is remaining, that is what? Modification of root, that we will deal in the next class. After that, we will go for stem in the next class. These are the things I told, that one reason is behind. You read it before entering in the class. Follow some of the procedure, it is always good. Read before listening the class. Second thing, listen the class properly. Third thing, make a note taking. Make the notes. 4 things. Revise the note during study hour, solve the bits, read once again the NCERT, the things become perfect. Okay, thank you very much. I think time is there or time up? Let me check. If time is there, we will start it. Let me check, either time is there or it up. It is there, na? It is there. Yeah, we have some time. I think up to 10:15. It is up to 10:15 is there. So we are going to start about the modification of root. Still we have 10 minutes. 10-12 minutes is there. Have a look. So now we are going to talk about modification of root. Right? See the things. So if we talk about modification of root, first modification I am writing for a storage of food. First modification I am writing for storage of food. So I am writing modification of taproot for food storage. Got the idea? So we are classifying it into based on the shape. So I am just writing fusiform, or it is also called a spindle shape root. Second category I am writing napiform, or it is top shape root. And third I am writing conical, or it is cone shape root, cone like root, cone like. And fourth I am writing tuberous, it is irregular. So these are the modification of taproot I am telling for storage of food. So if we talk about fusiform, example of this category is radish. Radish. You have everyone have seen the radish. The shape is called fusiform, or it is spindle shape. If we talk about turnip, you see na, if we draw a radish structure, you're just going to draw the structure like this. It is somehow like this. Getting the idea or not? So here it is a stem, it is root, and this is leaf. This is leaf in the radish. Getting the idea or not? And this is primary root. Primary root becomes swollen due to storage of food. And from primary root you will finding secondary root or thin secondary roots are arising. So food is stored in which root? Primary root. So here you will find some such kind of a structure is there in the radish or not? So it is which one? Primary root. Primary root become thick and fleshy due to storage of food. Due to storage of food. And this type of shape of root is called fusiform or spindle shape. Why I am writing a spindle shape? Because this word is written in lab manual. In lab manual, which word is written? Radish have a spindle shape. Radish have which type of shape? Spindle shape. Are you getting the idea? So it is fusiform. Radish look like this. Food is stored in the primary root. Secondary root, you see how much thin is it? And how become thick and fleshy. How the root become that much thick and fleshy due to storage of the food. And that type of condition is called what? Basically fusiform. I hope you understand the first. Is it clear? Now we are going to talk about which one? Napiform. So example I am writing first, then you can understand better. Example napiform, I am writing turnip. And I am writing beetroot. When you see the beetroot or turnip, their shape is napiform. It is top shape structure. I am telling how beetroot is appearing, how beetroot is looking. So beetroot look like this, na? Here it is swollen structure. Here food is there, food store is there. It is looking like a top or not? Top you are playing in your childhood, na? So it is top shape. It is somehow top shape. In top, what you are finding? Sudden thickening, thinning occur. Getting the things or not? And here it is a stem. Here it is a stem. Disc shape stem is there. And here you can say about leaf. So it is which one? Napiform. How it is looking in appearance? Top shape it is looking in appearance. Are you getting the idea? Understanding the idea? So beetroot looking like a top. Food is stored in which one? Primary root. If you purchase beetroot from the market, you will find secondary root are thin like this. So many secondary root, thin secondary root is arising. So here also food is stored in which one? Primary root. How they are stored? They are stored like a ball and then sudden tapering occur. Like a top. Are you getting the idea? Understanding the idea? So this is what basically napiform type of root. And it is also called which shape? Top shape. These all the modification we are finding for which one? Taproot modification. So when taproot modified for storing the food, food stored in primary root or secondary root? Food is stored in the primary root of the taproot. Did you got the idea? Understanding came in the mind? Is it clear in the mind? Now we are going to talk about the third type. And the third type is what basically? Conical. Conical type of root. It is cone-like. Beautiful example is carrot. Carrot. I am drawing the diagram. Look here. Conical diagram I am writing. So it is napiform. Now I am drawing the diagram of a conical. You will find such kind of root. So it is primary root here, small secondary root, tertiary root arising in carrot or not. So here also food is stored in which one? Primary root. If you see the carrot, here also disc type of a stem is there. A stem is like a disc. And here you will find from stem, where is the short disc like a stem is there, leaf is coming. So here leaf, stem, and it is root. And this is which one? Carrot. This is which type of root? Third category of root. That is the conical root. That is the conical root. Understanding the idea? Is it clear in the mind? Is it all right? So you got the fusiform, napiform, conical. These are the modification of taproot for food storage. Another modification of taproot for food storage is tuberous type of root or irregular root. An example here is which one? 4 o'clock plant. It is not given in NCERT. 4 o'clock plant. Mirabilis jalapa. It also have a tuberous and irregular shape root. Irregular shape root. And they are storing the food. What is the name? 4 o'clock plant, Mirabilis jalapa. This is not written in NCERT. NCERT wrote tuberous example, irregular example is which one? Sweet potato, that is a adventitious root. But meanwhile, I am discussing about which one? Modification of taproot for food storage. Now I am going to talk about Modification of adventitious route for food storage. Give your attention. After that, I will finish the today class, right? So now we are going to talk about modification of adventitious route for storage of food. Give your attention. Modification of adventitious route for storage of food. So first example, I am just writing about sweet potato. Got the idea? So in sweet potato, which type of shape is there? Indefinite shape. Indefinite shape. Sweet potato you have seen, or we can say it is which one? Irregular. So sweet potato, Ipomia batata. What is the scientific name? Ipomia batata. It is in sweet potato, which one? Adventitious route modified to store the food. And what type of shape is there? They have an indefinite shape or irregular shape. Got the idea? Another example I am writing. Second example I am writing in dahlia and asparagus. Fasciculated root are present. Fasciculated root store the food. So in dahlia and asparagus, what's happened? From the base of a stem, you will find in dahlia a situation like this. Here, food is stored. See, it is adventitious root arise from base of the stem and it is storing the food. It is which type of root? Fasciculated root. It is fasciculated root. Fasciculated root. So fasciculated root is a type of adventitious root present in dahlia and asparagus and it is responsible for storage of food. No much modification given in NCERT, only asparagus diagram is there, that's the reason I told. So modification of root for storage of food is over. Is it all right? So I'm just giving you a sum up of it. Radish, turnip, carrot, and 4 o'clock plant, mirabilis, is the modification of tap root for modification of food. Sweet potato, dahlia, asparagus are modification of adventitious root for storage of food. In both dahlia and asparagus, which type of root is there? Fasciculated type of root is there. That word not written in NCERT, but you keep in mind, fasciculated type of root is present in dahlia and asparagus for storage of food. Right? If we talk about shape, so radish have which shape? Fusiform shape. Fusiform shape or spindle shape. Turnip have top shape. Carrot have cone shape. Sweet potato have indefinite or irregular shape. So this is the modification of root over, and I'm going to finish the class as well. So if you wish the QR code, I'm providing you. So root is tuberous and fasciculated in sweet potato, right? Thank you very much. I hope you understand. So is it done? Okay, first you scan it. Okay, ji, very, very thank you. Now I am ending the streaming.